Good morning, early risers. I'm Jennifer Mullen, and this is your CBS6Albany.com morning update. Protesters have spent the week reacting to the verdict, even here in the capital region, and more demonstrations are planned for this weekend. Outraged residents will hold a vigil outside the federal courthouse in downtown Albany today. This vigil will be one among 100 across the country demanding justice for Trayvon. All of today's rallies will be in front of federal buildings. Last week, Zimmerman was found not guilty of second-degree murder and manslaughter. Yesterday, President Obama made a surprise appearance in the White House briefing room to talk about the acquittal of George Zimmerman. The president did not get into the legal arguments of the trial. Instead, he spoke personally about how he says many black Americans see this case.
There are very few African-American men in this country who haven't had the experience of being followed when they were shopping in a department store. That includes me.
The Justice Department is investigating whether to bring a civil rights case against Zimmerman. New this morning, more evacuations have been ordered in Southern California, where a wildfire continues to burn this morning. The massive wildfire has now burned more than 27,000 acres, and it's only 15% contained. Meanwhile, parts of Las Vegas took a beating after severe storms hit the area overnight. Trees and utility poles were knocked down, and the famous Strip, yep, that also saw some damage. Take a look at this photo. This is Caesars Palace, and as you can see here, the casino floor took in a good amount of water. The National Weather Service says that at one point, wind gusts were over 70 miles per hour. Now to Arlington, Texas, where an investigation will continue today at a Six Flags amusement park. A woman died while riding a roller coaster. Witnesses are saying that she wasn't properly secured on the ride, which was dubbed the tallest steel hybrid coaster in the world. Secretary of State John Kerry is heading home after his 6th trip to the Middle East in 6 months. Kerry announced Friday that Israel and the Palestinian Authority have agreed on a basis for returning to peace talks on final status issues. Now, the element of that discussion, they're being kept hush-hush for now. But Kerry said that the agreement is a step in the right direction.
This is a significant and welcome step forward. The agreement is still in the process of being formalized.
Kerry also said if all goes well, more information will be made public, but that's not going to happen until senior Israeli and Palestinian officials travel to Washington, D.C., and that's expected to happen in the next week or so. People post all kinds of bizarre ads on Craigslist, right? Well, what do you think about this post? Free baby. You can imagine this set off some red flags. Detectives don't know if it's real or just a hoax, but whoever is behind the ad could face criminal charges. The ad was posted on Thursday in Newhall, California. Look at what it says. Just can't take it anymore. Need to let her go. Her cost is just too much for me and my girlfriend. She's only 8 months old. Shots are up to date. To a loving home, call Joshua. Police say if it is a legitimate ad, the person responsible for posting it could be charged with child neglect. Well, there's a lot going on this weekend, so let's take a look to give you an idea. Schoharie River Day Festival today, 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. at River Center in Burtonsville. Live music and entertainment and plenty of other things to do there. I also talked about this one earlier in the week, and I can't wait to check it out myself. The Saratoga County Fair. It runs until tomorrow, and it's open 10 a.m. to 11 p.m. at the Saratoga County Fairgrounds. Over 30 new rides this year and tons of fun for adults and kids, including a grizzly bear exhibit. 3 live grizzly bears. Pretty cool. And after the fair, you can check out the Hats Off to Saratoga event. You can show off your hat and celebrate the beginning of track season with live music. Festivities get going around 7 p.m. on Carolyn Street, and they run until about 11. Well, Saratoga cashes in each summer on the annual racing meet. Another annual tradition with a shorter history is not coming back to the capital region this year, and it's costing Albany big time. Around this time, the New York Giants would normally be pulling up to the UAlbany campus for training camp. Well, instead, the team is staying at its facility in New Jersey. Businesses along Western Avenue across from the campus, they're expecting to take a big hit because of Big Blue's absence. Well, here's another neat thing that happened last night. Some very special campers had the opportunity to learn how to ride horses. These kids are from Camp Sundown, and they can't be exposed to sunlight because they have something known as XP. It's a very rare and heritable disorder where the distinguishing feature is sensitivity to UV light. Last night, these kids were able to ride horses and swim in the pond for the very first time.
It's a disease where children lack the ability to process damage done by sunlight to their cells, so they end up with hundreds of skin and eye tumors, cancers in their lifetime, requiring surgeries, graftings. But meanwhile, they're kids and they like to have a good night's fun.
The unique night camp program gathers families and scientists from around the globe to share support, recreation, information, and friendship under the safety of the stars. That's your CBS6Albany.com morning update. Check back throughout the morning for updates and breaking news. And Nick has your latest weather forecast right here on the homepage. Have a wonderful weekend.